What the fuck is this? Who the fuck are you? Where are you taking me? Amanda! Jesus Christ! Let go of our daughter!
I can't. I didn't mean to.
You're bleeding! What the hell did you do?
Please, make her stop. It hurts.
Amanda, let her go! You're scaring our daughter. Amanda, you've lost your mind.
There. Out there. In the trees. Watching. The lights. They're waiting.
Honey, I don't know what that means. Who are they? No. No, Amanda, something's not right with you. You did this.
Daddy, will Mommy be okay?
Go back to bed, Maddie. Don't look at her.
You can't let her out of your sight, Ray. For once in her marriage, listen to me. They want her. Every night they come closer and closer and closer. Pumpkin, stay here with Mommy. Please.
I'm trying to understand you. But this is crazy. Every damn time. I can't fix you.
They said 5 nights. Then I'm gone.
What time is it? God, tonight sucked. How much worse can things get?
What is up, guys? Welcome back. Just a big shout out to Badass for showing me this game. He showed it to me, I thought it looked pretty good, so let's give it a chance here.
It's just about 4 a.m. here on 109 AV1, broadcasting live from Brightlands, Sylvan Haven, keeping you company through the deep hours of the night. We gotta say big thanks for sticking with us. So moving forward,
So maybe his family's gone.
good old classic from Neon Daddy called Fragile Mind. Now sit back, relax, and let it take you somewhere. Riding lost in the road, so fragile like a paper boat I go, and I can't find myself. I just want to find some love. I pray for you to come back home, and I will cry in your arms. There's a body lying still.
Good afternoon. My name is James Living. It's a story about UFOs. In the spring of 1962, I was working for a company out of Canada, Ottawa, Canada, named Spartan Air Services in Argentina. And we were in the aerial photography business, aerial photography and mapping business. In the spring of 1962, and had moved up to Mendoza, Argentina, on the west coast of Argentina, on the east side of the Andes Mountains. And one evening, I was with a friend of mine who was Major Pete Fernandez with the American Air Force. One evening, it was a Saturday evening, Pete and I had gone out to the Mendoza Country Club, which he was a member of, or an honorary membership to. And we'd had dinner, and there was always a big party going on weekends out there, dancers on Fridays and Saturday nights, and quite a lot of activities. We heard a bunch of screaming. The patio, there was an awful lot of people, 200 or 300 people out on the patio milling around. There was a bar out there, and a lot of them were out there dancing and drinking out on that part of the complex. And So everybody wonders what are they all screaming at? So everybody inside goes walking out to the patio, and as we stand there and look, and both Pete and I were standing looking, and it was very, very hard to tell how far away the object was. And what it looked like was, it was orange in color, very, 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 very bright. Almost the shape of something, if you were to be looking at a Goodyear blimp sideways. That was kind of the shape it seemed to have.
One moment, guys. I'm just going to set my keyboard and mouse settings here.
There was absolutely no sound, and it was off to
These
the
are new
west.
mouse. I can use control in this game too if you want.
But as I say, it was very, very hard to determine, is it far away, is it close in, how high is it? I mean, it wasn't that high, really. As a result of that, there was a lot of military people there, and somebody had run into side and scrambled some of the Argentine Air Force. And we could hear the jets taking off. We were not that far away from the airport, or the air base. And we heard the jets taking off, and as soon as we heard the jets taking off, this object to go away, just to take off and zoom to the north. Pete and I stood there, and as I say, we kind of looked at each other and scratched our head and said, what do you think? And I said, I have no idea. And he says, well, neither do I. And so, of course, there was an awful lot of chatter, and everybody's just talking. The next day, as Pete was out of the air base and questioned the pilots that had taken off, they saw absolutely nothing. But while he was out there, he also got a report that there had been sightings all the way up and down the west coast of South America and North America within a 2-hour time frame from Alaska on down to, as I say, we were in Mendoza, but it was down, it had been seen in Chile also, within a 2-hour time frame. There was no explanation. Nobody knew what it was or anything of that nature. So everybody just assumed, well, it's got to be flying saucers or some kind, or extraterrestrial. There was never anything ever published about it. We saw no more about it. We heard no more about it. And every once in a while, Pete would say, hey, you seen any flying saucers lately? Unfortunately, Pete Fernandez, who retired out of the Air Force and lived in Florida, was killed flying an aircraft in the Bahamas, many years later. So unfortunately, he's not around. But that was my one and only experience with viewing something in the air that I could not explain what it was. And both Pete Fernandez and myself had many, many hours flying time and been around aircraft all our life.
Alright. Enough of those shenanigans. Let's see if it's better with keyboard and mouse, or if I'm better on it. I gotta turn the sensitivity down. I am not good. Sensitivity here. The lights off. Bro. Take your pills. There's bananas in the fridge. Those don't go in the fridge, do they? Oh, the hallway. Grab our keys. Religious pamphlet. Okay. Something on the back. Those bills. Oh, address book, okay. I don't think we're gonna need that. I got a feeling this might get kind of crazy, like the way this house is designed. Yeah. Fucking give me the gun. Huh. What's that?
Maddie? Is that you?
Yeah, really, it's kind of a creepy house here. Human brain.
Maddie?
Good, I got a trophy for getting that. Find the tapes. Don't I have some tapes? Or didn't I find one before? Thought I did. There was a tape somewhere. I like that flag. Guess we're collecting caps now. guys are young, or in there anyway. Chest key, okay. Hearing another noise. Well, I thought that might be the chest. I guess not. Let's go back downstairs. There was a tape. It's in the kitchen or something. This guy's like a fucking degenerate gambler. Second tape. So I'm getting used to this new mouse. It's actually got like a cord on it. I like it. I didn't realize it was a corded mouse, which is fine. I'm just kind of used to it. Don't use the stuff all the time, and just never been good on it. Much respect to people who are good on keyboard and mouse, man. What the fuck is that? That fucking scared the shit out of me. This doesn't feel good. Like, this is really like almost like unsettling with that, seeing that alien and what the fog is. Let's go back inside. I think that's going to make a difference, right?
Esta es una pista de aterrizaje de 28 o 30 naves.
Esto siguió ascendiendo y en un momento dado se apagó.
Robert fue en 1947, ya que hay relatos de principio de siglo y anteriores también.
Los ojos verticales, enormes.
Hay seres, que son, no sé, pero hay.
Benito Pasadore posee un campo con ganado en las cercanías de Victoria. Como era habitual, fue a controlar a los animales y el molino. Al llegar, observa con asombro que en el estanque faltaban unos 40.000 litros de agua, sin motivo aparente.
Y por eso yo pensaba que era el bebedero que está ahí. Que se había vaciado por ahí, a veces se rompe el flotante, se no tapa, pero no había barro y no se fue por ahí el agua.
Al revisar el molino, logra divisar con enorme sorpresa que en el campo aparecían dibujadas unas extrañas huellas circulares.
Y le digo, cuando entramos así, se me atusó el caballo y vi un círculo. Fue el primero que vi. De metro de diámetro, así, más o menos 50 centímetros. Seguía, encontré otro y otro y otro, lo dejé. Y después viene que creo que había 31. Esta es una pista de aterrizaje de 28 o 30 naves. Pero no sé de qué parte venían, desde cuándo venían, Porque el círculo ese fue el último que estaba, decía, en el pasto quemado. Y después desaparecieron. Luces, entonces andaba hablando acá, este campo, esos años, así luces vi muchas. Luces que pasaban así, parece que te pierden, viste, andaba arando, en muchos casos le decía. Que no eran estrellas ni nada de eso, aparecían así. Fenómeno es. Decían la ISO, los círculos, no sé. Algo existen.
A pocos kilómetros de Victoria, un capataz y su grupo de empleados vivieron otra increíble experiencia anómala, pero de diferentes características. La importancia de este caso con respecto a la gran variedad de hechos ocurridos en Victoria surge a partir de las evidencias que permitieron realizar un análisis técnico por parte de un organismo oficial y la grabación en video obtenida poco tiempo después de ocurrido el evento.
Bueno, eran como las 6,
These are cool. I like these videos.
de la mañana, cuando los muchachos estaban sacando leche ahí en el tambo y vieron una luz muy grande sobre aquel monte allá. Y me llamaron para que la viera. Y vino y se puso ahí a 200 metros más o menos de acá. Esa luz anaranjada era una luz grande. Y en ese momento se puso como un filo de luz finito, pero bien brillante, ya brillaba eso. Y bueno, pensamos que se iba a bajar alguien o...
Bro, close a fucking window or something. I'm getting these moths in the house.
Bueno, y de repente se sintió como un fogonazo, así que un estruendo, pero muy fuerte. Y una luz que se levantó para arriba. Y cuando posiblemente se juntó con las estrellas, o no sé. Pero a los pocos segundos quedó una luz chiquita, roja. Y no la vimos más.
Terminados los acontecimientos, Montero y sus compañeros se dirigieron al lugar de los hechos. Allí descubrieron que 2 de los alambres, el primero y el último de los que componían el cerco, estaban totalmente fundidos, sus postes rotos, y en los alrededores, 3 sectores de vegetación calcinada, en apariencia, producto de una potente...
Oh, this was barbecue for you, or grilled.
No, un rayo no. Un rayo no se sabe de que es totalmente distinto. Yo he visto caer rayo. Pero el rayo cae, es un relámpago primero, después el ruido. Y esto fue de abajo para arriba. Es totalmente distinto, nada que ver.
Gracias a la posibilidad que tuvimos mediante contactos con un organismo oficial, pudimos hacer análisis jamás obtenidos en la investigación OVNI, por lo menos en nuestro país. Hay varias cosas que nos llamaron la atención de este caso. Por ejemplo, que en el momento que se produjo esa tremenda quemazón que nos está determinando que fue superior a 4.200 grados de temperatura, como es conocida la energía microondas, que de esto también salió el análisis, lo raro, lo extraño fue que se quemó totalmente 3 metros en un radio, en una longitud de 15 metros, pero 3 metros fueron los que desaparecieron en el primer alambre. Y luego el otro que se quemó fue el quinto, el que estaba abajo de todo. Los que estaban los 3 en el medio fueron totalmente como que no hubieran existido para el fenómeno, no se tocaron. Y otra de las cosas que también nos llamó poderosamente la atención es que 2 huellas quedaron de un lado del alambre y una sola de este otro lado. Por lo tanto, nos está demostrando que esto estuvo flotando en el aire, que en ningún momento se posó, y si lo hizo fue con 3 patas largas. Y si no fueron patas, fueron 3 rayos.
En mi opinión, lo que ocurre aquí es que la proyección de estos aparatos a nivel microondas afectan o destruyen lo metálico, el alambrado queda desintegrado, queda fundido, como ocurre dentro de un microondas, un metal, y al mismo tiempo el pasto debajo lo deshidrata, no lo quema. Es decir, que no es un agente como el fuego, que vamos a suponer que quemaría el alambre y el pasto también lo calcinaría. En este caso no, lo deshidrata el pasto, mientras que el alambre lo funde, como ocurre en un horno de microondas o como también sucede en las técnicas de calentamiento por radiofrecuencia que se llama.
Whew, that was long. All right. Confidential research document, non-human intelligence encounter investigation, temporal distortion. Me. Did time feel distorted? Did time feel distorted during the event? Electronics failing, clock stopping, or time feeling like it sped up or slowed down? Subject 847. There was no feeling of change when I traveled. Both transitions felt instantaneous. But when it was over, I was back in my room. I checked the clock and noticed about 40 minutes had passed. So time did pass, I just didn't feel it passing while I was there. Me. Did the 40 minutes feel subjectively longer or shorter than the experience you remember? That's the thing. I explored the entire mansion, went through dozens of rooms, and had that encounter with her. All of that should have taken much longer than 40 minutes. But I don't feel like time was moving differently while I was there. It's only in retrospect that it seems impossible. Confidential research document, non-human intelligence encounter investigation. Credibility assessment, moderate to high. Subject demonstrates internal consistency, psychological sophistication, and genuine interrogation of experience. However, enthusiastic embrace of controversial metaphysical frameworks and rejection of material proof complicates objective verification. If no evidence of deception, but high degree of interpretation overlaid on raw experience. Psychological assessment, no indicators of psychosis, trauma, or dissociative pathology. Subject has integrated experience into function, positive life narrative. Demonstrates higher than average openness to experience and comfort with ambiguity. The rapid enlightenment and ongoing spiritual contact could indicate genuine consciousness expansion, spiritual emergency/emergence, elaborate psychological defense mechanism. Subject appears stable and functional regardless of underlying mechanism. Family history. Documented maternal abduction in childhood with subsequent development of precognitive abilities. This represents potential multi-generational contact program with genetic lineage tracking. Subject's voluntary participation may represent upgraded second-generation protocol. Blah, 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 blah. Just want to see if I've got everything, that's all.
Dr. Harrison says talking might help. That maybe one day if you listen, you'll understand. I was just a little girl when it happened. You tucked me in, humming like you always did. The porch lamp still burning. I remember the radio drifting through the window. Hank Williams, his voice soft and scratchy. And then morning came and she was gone. You searched until your voice broke. I remember that. But what I remember more was what came after. The neighbors whispering the way they looked at us. They said your hands weren't clean, but I know it wasn't you. Something else came for her that night. Something none of them would name. You pulled me out of that town, away from their stairs. You saved me from them. But once we left, you stopped being my father, and I never got you back.
Let's go find tape 2 before we play it. We gotta find tape 2. I thought it'd be outside. Oh. What the fuck is this? This guy's either losing it or something weird's going on. Like he's like, this guy's like losing his fucking mind. So we have a chest key. I hear a cat. I'm very faint. Where's the tapes? You can like interact with everything in this game. Huh. Ooh, that's the chest. Tape. Something definitely happened to this guy.
You dropped me off at Grandma's house every day and just left. I was 7, Dad. First Mom disappeared, then you did too. Grandma tried to explain. She said you needed time to heal. But I didn't understand. I only knew the silence of an empty seat at the table. I tried to become Mom for you. I wore her old dresses, learned her recipes, read her books. I thought if I looked like her, sounded like her, maybe you'd come home. Sometimes Grandma cried when she saw me tilt my head the way Mom used to. She said I had her smile. I remember her putting on the Andy Griffith show in the evenings, trying to make the house feel normal, but out the window, the fields weren't right. Sometimes the corn would fly in overnight, in circles, neat as if pressed by invisible hands. Grandma said it was the wind. I knew it wasn't. The town called you a monster. But what you did to me was worse. You abandoned the only piece of her that was left. Sometimes you came back. Birthdays, Christmas, When the guilt was too heavy, you'd ruffle my hair, promise soon, but soon never came. You worked nights at the gas station, said you were getting back on your feet, but I found the truth. Bottles, cigarette burns, bills stacked like tombstones. Rent and groceries paid for my part-time job while you drank away your pay. I studied medicine, Dad. Not because of you. You never asked about my grades. I did it because Grandma told me who Mom wanted to be. A nurse, a healer. I thought if I followed her path, maybe you'll finally see me. But the nights never changed. I'd come home late from shifts at the coffee shop, jukebox still ringing in my ears. And sometimes the air was like something breathing inside the walls. Lights flickering, waking up outside, barefoot in the dirt, with no memory of walking there. I tried to tell you once about the buzzing, the missing hours. You just stared at me like you already knew. You weren't mourning Mom anymore. You were hiding from me, from them, from everything. Dr. Harrison asked me what Mom would say if she could see us now, if she'd be proud. Would she be proud of a father who drowned himself in whiskey while his daughter raised herself? Would she want her family swallowed whole by your shadow? She sang me lullabies. She told me to be brave. She wanted you to protect me, Dad, but you couldn't, or you wouldn't. I kept trying anyway. Medicine, school, the job. I thought if I became what she dreamed of, maybe you'll look at me the way you once looked at her. But it's too late, isn't it? Because they never stopped coming. Not for her, not for me. The nights hum the way they did back then. The fields are waiting. And so am I. You'll understand when you see it for yourself.
All right, now what do we do? What the fuck? What the fuck?
What the hell is happening? Damn it. I can't stay in the hell is going on? This can't be real.
The fuck?
No fucking way this is an earthquake.
Oh god. The fuck?
Who in the hell could be ringing the doorbell after what just happened?
Fucking anyone.
What's this? This better not be the neighbor kids pulling a prank, I swear to God. Help me, Ray. seems familiar. But why? It's pretty late. Still not sure if I should open it, though. A cassette? I'm still here. Jesus! It is her handwriting. But how? Why now?
Ray, I'm praying this message gets to you. There's so much to explain. They've imprisoned me this entire time. I don't know why. I just know that you're my only hope for escape. And you must do exactly as they say. They're going to kill me. I don't know how much longer I can hold out.